I am currently sitting on my bedroom floor because that, for some reason, feels like the most appropriate place to record this video. And okay, that makes it sound like it's an apology video, and in a way, I guess it kind of is. It's an apology for me being gone for so long, but it's not an apology video like I did anything bad. I just wanted to take the time to kind of explain where I've been and what's been going on. So I haven't released a song in almost a year, and that is for a reason. I just wanted to kind of explain what's happening. I promise there is new music coming, but I feel like I owe it to you guys to explain where my mental state is and why it's been such a wait, because when I first started releasing music, I would release something at least once a month. I was so excited and I was ready to just put all of my emotions out there. And I feel like as I've grown, things have happened and it's, oh my gosh, things have happened related to music, and it's been a lot harder for me to get all of that stuff out there. It's been harder for me to write. I've had like a little bit of a music writing block, and I'm gonna explain why. But first, I just want to say that I miss you guys, and I do have a lot of songs I've been working on. I promise stuff will come. So basically, music has been what I can only describe as like the love of my life since I was a kid. I used to put on concerts for my parents in our living room, and my brother would be like my backup dancer, and I'd write songs for my Barbie dolls to sing. And so growing up, I always believed that I was supposed to do music. And then when I got to college, I kind of switched from just wanting to do music to wanting to teach music. And so I got into a school, and at first it was great. I felt like I was growing. And then something difficult happened in my family, and I didn't perform very good at one of my voice lessons. And I specifically recall my voice teacher saying to use your big girl voice, which I personally believe is not the way you should speak to your students. And so I ended up breaking down crying, explaining everything that was going on. And from that point on, I know she never believed in me. She would give me very easy songs, and I would get so stressed in my voice lessons that I wouldn't even be able to sing those. She would basically tell me anything that I did was like wrong. And I just always would leave my voice lessons feeling discouraged, and I feel like that's not how you're supposed to be feeling. On top of that, the school was also doing a lot of things that I felt were allegedly taking a lot of money from my dad by trying to get more years of school out of me than I needed. And so then on my 22nd birthday, I had a voice lesson, and I had already made the decision that I wasn't going to be going to this school anymore. I had lined up auditions for other schools, and my voice teacher asked me what I was planning to go to the other school for. And when I told her it was still music education, she told me how I have no future in music, how I'm not talented, and how I would be better suited to do anything else. And then she proceeded to tell me that I was the nicest person she had met. I spent most of my birthday crying, and then my parents got me a microphone, and I felt so bad because here was something I'd asked for. It was a nicer microphone to record the music, and now I felt like that was the last thing that I was suited to do. So I found it really hard to write music, and I felt like this was probably it for me. I wasn't gonna do music anymore. I ended up not going to that school that I had auditioned to. I didn't get in their program, which just felt like further proof that this isn't maybe what I was supposed to do, that I was awful, and that I wasn't talented. And then, I revisited an album that I had wrote back in my senior year of high school. And this album was originally meant to go with a webtoon, so it was not as personal to me as the rest of the stuff that I've written. It was more from this character's perspective. And now we are like years past, and that collaboration obviously fell through, and it didn't end up happening, and that webtoon is actually over. And so I didn't think I was going to do anything with all of these songs. And I was listening back to them, just trying to clean up my folder on the music app that I use to make my music. And as I was listening to these songs, I realized that all of them are deeply relatable to me now, which is kind of beautiful in a way, because as sad as it is that these really sad songs that I wrote as a little 17-year-old girl meant for a webtoon are now relatable to me, it's kind of beautiful that things come back around that way, and that now these songs that I thought I was just gonna have scrapped forever are now something that I feel like I can put out into the world as part of my next album, and they'll be a lot more personal. Sorry, I did not mean to cry in this. Anyways, that is kind of where I've been. I've been trying to recover from that, because obviously when there's one thing you've loved your whole life and you're now suddenly told that you are bad at it, it almost felt like I lost a big chunk of my identity. Like, oh, what am I if I'm not a music girl? But I don't want to let those people have that kind of power, because I know that I love music. I know that that's something I've always passionate about, or always been passionate about, and I always will be. And just because one person says I'm bad at it, and she was saying more that I was bad at classical music, because that is what I had to study there, and I will fully own up to it that I'm not the best at classical music. I'm a lot more suited for the kind of stuff that I write, but I really let that bring me down for a while, and then I am now at a better place. I took voice lessons with my aunt for a little bit. I auditioned for the worship team at my church, and I am now a part of that, which has been really, really fulfilling, and I feel like it's honestly healed me a little bit, because now I'm using this thing that I've always felt is a gift of mine, that then I was told was not a gift of mine, and now I'm using it for God, and it feels very healing. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. It's kind of what's been going on. I kind of just wanted to make this video to, one, explain why I haven't released music in a while, to explain that I will be releasing music, and 3, just to kind of be vulnerable, because I really do believe that God has plans for us. I mean, my faith is a big part of my life. I know probably not everybody watching is Christian, but that's okay, because that is my faith, and I'm just sharing. But I do think that when you're told no by someone, it feels like there is always going to be a yes from something else, and it is very weird. I am now studying to be an elementary teacher. I am still kind of mourning the fact that music is not a part of that, but I still have this as my outlet, and I now have the worship team as my outlet, and I think things are starting to look up, and I'm slowly getting out of this depression that I've been in for a while. So I just wanted to explain where I've been. I'm back, hopefully. I'm working on some stuff. Those songs that I wrote like years ago are gonna be on this new album, which is insane, because I never thought I was gonna get to use those. And also, I am probably going to start doing skincare videos and stuff too, because that has been something that I've been consistent with, that I've been loving. So yeah, things are looking up, and I'm back, and I missed you, and I love you. Bye! Mwah.